Okay.
Which teacher do you remember the most and why?
Mrs. Lee in high school, and she liked to paint me after class was over, and we became good friends, and she took me out once to have lunch, and it was just lovely.
As a child, who was the most important adult in your life?
My foster mother that I had between the age of 8 and 12 and taught me everything I ever knew in life.
Did you have a carefree childhood or lots of worry?
No worry. It wasn't carefree, but no worry.
What kind of student were you?
Very good.
What do you remember about your first job?
God, I started working very young. My first job was taking a little, when I was very young, taking a very younger child to the theater and being paid by the mother to be caring for the child. And so that she gave me enough money that paid for her child to have something, nice to eat and be cared for, and something for me too.
What did you do after high school, and what were those years like?
Oh my God. I left home at 16. I got a job at a malt shop, and when I told that to one of my teachers, probably the art teacher, and she said, I'm going to get you a better job than that. You don't need to work at a malt shop. And she got me in some place like Saks or something, Yeah.
Do you wish you'd done things differently? If so, what?
No.
Briefly describe your ancestry.
My father was an Irish Catholic. I was christened. My aunt wanted to christen me Mary Brophy, and I'm getting confused here. And then my father said, no, I want her christened Dorian. And Aunt Mary said, no, Dorian is not a Christian name. And so they ended up compromising and putting Mary in front of Dorian.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So I did get christened.
What would be your perfect meal? A meal.
Mostly vegetarian.
Anything specific?
Pardon?
Anything specific that you like to eat?
No, anything that's healthy for me. I don't eat red meat. I try to balance what I eat. I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. Yes.
How do you deal with spending time alone?
Easily.
How do you react to criticism?
I think about it.
How's that? If you could travel anywhere for free, where would you go?
On a cruise.
What do you like best about yourself?
My feeling of self-assuredness. I've always felt that I could take care of myself since the day I've been born. I've never felt that I could not take care of myself.
What was your favorite TV show as a kid?
I never saw TV as a kid. Yeah.
How do you feel about flying? how do you prepare for a trip?
I don't fly anymore, but when I did fly, I didn't have any problem with it. I just got a plane, and went.
Do you believe in psychics or the supernatural?
I'm open-minded.
What was the best thing you ever won? Did you ever win anything?
Yes, I did.
What'd you win?
I won. There was a program I used to be watching on TV after I had arthritis and I had to sit down instead of stand up when I was doing things. And I would have the TV open then. And one of my sons always commented on how good I was with the TV, with answering all these questions and stuff. And so when this thing came up, and the thing is, my memory, I can't remember, but it was a big show, and I can't remember the name of it. It was very well known, but I made them. I wrote to them, and they said they accepted me as a contender, and so I moved. From Riverside, where I was living, to New York, and this happened to be at the time of my second marriage with my husband, who was going to what do you call it? I can't remember. The United States, I can't remember the name of that. It'll come. Okay. I'm sorry.
What did you win? What did you win? The trip?
Oh, about $10,000.
That's a big win.
It was huge. When it came home to me, I was living in Riverside. I had 36 or 34, or whatever, pieces of beautiful furniture, a couple of which I still use now, And we had only moved in, a year earlier with very little furniture, so it was marvelous. And here I had two sons at that time, and they had, double beds and not what do you call those things?
Bunk beds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah. So anything, and it included 12 pairs of shoes for my husband at his size, and he was pleased with that, but he says, well, don't forget, I have to pay the taxes on.
Come on. It's a big win. That was
Yeah,
big.
right.
Boy.
I was very thrilled with that. Yes.
Okay, what was the best road trip you ever took?
I can remember when I was between husbands and going with somebody that I had been going with for quite a while, and we were very quite in love with each other. And he loved to go trout fishing, and so we left like at 4 or 5 in the morning before dawn on the day that the trout was opening, and went out. I forget where it was. It was, which part of the country it was. It was close by, where we could get, where we were in a lake. And of course we caught a trout. And then, and we were in a canoe, and then I got into land, and then he cooked the trout, and we ate it. And, it was, he was someone I went with for several years when I was working for the telephone company, where I worked for about 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
What kind of work did you do for the telephone company?
Selling advertising. I was very good at it. and I won the trophy, for doing that one time, and
Was it Yellow Pages advertising?
yes,
Oh,
yes, and I enjoyed talking to people and telling them, what they would need or something like that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. And then this was when I was working for the telephone company, and my children were half grown by then. Well, not half grown, but they weren't that old. Let me think. Oh, I can't remember how old they were. Not very old. Maybe. Okay, I can't remember.
that's okay.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. What movie actors do you really like to watch in movies? Do you have any favorites?
Not really. Not really. I mean, the old ones, of course, when I see them, I am delighted.
What kind of movies do you enjoy watching? A certain type? Is there a romantic movie?
I
Is there-
prefer drama. Yeah.
How much are you bothered by growing older?
Not too much. Only the fact that my health has held me back. I've been a swimmer all my life. Competitive. After I retired, I got into competitive swimming and had all sorts of blue ribbons.
Wow.
But
Do you find that you are less worried about getting older now than when you were in your 60s or your 40s?
no, I'm not a worrier.
Oh, that's good. Name all the pets you've ever had.
Oh my. I've had cats. Well, of course, I've had dogs too, but the cats that I've had in my life were, when I was young, Siamese, and we had Buster and Bridget and a few others, Siamese cats that I just loved, and I had, I could do this and they'd jump on my back, and I mean, they were just so marvelous. And Buster, he loved it when I was gardening, and he could see my toes. He loved to come out and mess with my toes.
That's so funny. Okay, in what cities have you lived, and which is your favorite?
I was born in New York City, traveled to Texas for a little while, and then into Hollywood, where I lived for quite a time, and then from there to Burbank, and then that was where I got married, and then I went to I can't remember.
Always on the West Coast? After
Well, not always. Eventually, after I divorced my first husband, I married my second one in Riverside, and we met at the Mission Inn there. He was a great swimmer, and since I loved to swim, but I didn't have the technique he did that he taught me, and oh boy, did I get a lot out of that. Anyway, we did get married to that husband, yeah.
What does success mean to you? Success.
Nothing.
Nothing. How do you feel? Do you feel like you always try to do the right thing?
Yes.
What's the best group you've ever been a member of?
Maybe the Burbank Senior Artist Colony. I've been here there a long time, about
How long?
25 years.
25 years.
Yes.
Are you an artist? Do you do painting or sculpture or anything like that?
We're not. What I was talking about was the Burbank Senior. Oh, I see.
Well, there's some artists who live here and do some artwork.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering.
No, but no, because I made a mistake. What I meant to say was the Burbank Senior. No, I get confused with
It's not the Burbank.
No, Joslyn is what I meant to say. Joslyn Senior Center, that's
Joslyn
what I meant to say,
I
yes.
see. Okay, you've
Yeah.
been there 25 years.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
You weren't even a senior then when you joined.
Oh, yes, of course. I think, I feel sometimes I must have been born that way.
What do you think are your best talents?
I really don't know. I'm just happy with myself. I don't know what my best talents are. Maybe loving people.
We're about out of time, so let me ask you one last question
Uh-huh.
that isn't on the list. How would you like to be remembered?
I feel like I had a well-worth life.
So you'd like to be remembered for having lived a good life.
Yes.
Yeah. You're a delight. Thank you so much for doing this today. You were just lovely.
Beautiful, beautiful.